So I just quickly want to check in and ask, how was that, thinking about your strengths, areas that you might want to strengthen? Did something become clear, or was it hard to figure out what you wanted to do?
It's not hard to figure out for me, it's just scary.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just like, yeah, sort of like my ideal goal that's very clear, but sort of doing the work to work toward it is just, it's really, really, really frightening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want the city of Augusta to, you know, to adopt the strongest historic preservation ordinance, you know, in the state, and getting them to do that is probably impossible, but.
Well, I just want to stand right next to you and say that if it feels a little scary, you're probably in the right territory. And I don't mean that to be flip or flippant. I mean it simply as it matters a lot to you. And it's big. It's that vision piece that we spoke about. So I do want to ask, because you've started us off on this, Phyllis, I want to ask anyone who wants to share their goal or what you know of your goal now. It would inspire others. And this is not a pro forma thing. If it's not ready or you don't feel like it's something you want to share, that's just fine. But it always helps each of us to just know, oh, wow, they're going to work on that. Okay. So, anyone want to?
Hey, Deb, she just made a statement, and you have all these quotes flying around. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Thank you, Frank.
Well, you put it down.
Well, they're self-serve inspiration. I put them out so that you get to see if it does call to you. Go ahead, Tricia.
Well, I have a lot of little goals, but one of my main areas is the town that I live in is a very low-income area. My goal is to make things, improve the lives of people where we can, and we can do this as a group, as a community, and to people do. I'm not saying they don't look out for each other, but in an organized manner.
Yep. Yep. Great. Thank you.
Which probably will help you not to miss somebody.
Right. Right. Yeah. Anyone else have a goal you would like to share? Thank you, Eileen.
When I filled out the wheel, I saw that I really did not rank myself very high at all in the self-evaluation and assessment thing. So my goal is to begin a work journal. I've journaled before, but it's always been about my personal life. And so I want to begin a work journal that really looks at and do it in a disciplined way so it happens every single day.
Great. Great. To build that reflective muscle. Well done. Anyone else have anything you want to share? So I'm going to pop in an idea then. Here's one thing. When I spoke about on the bottom of the goal sheet to how are you going to be accountable and who's going to support you, there's this notion called a personal board of directors. And I just want to put it out there. This doesn't mean we have to have one more meeting in our lives. But this is the notion that leaders should not be out there alone. And this is that you ask 2, 3, 4 people who you know you can count on. They don't even have to live in the same area. You might just say, you know, I really value your opinion. Would it be okay if I call you maybe once or twice a month, or maybe more if I'm working on a project, and you can tell me if it's not a good time, or we could pop an email to each other, but I could check with you and get your good counsel on some things, and that they can be there because they believe in you. And sometimes it's really good to make sure at least a few people on the personal board of directors are really different than you and really see the world differently. So you can make sure that you're not simply doing, you know, my friends are telling me I'm great, but that you're getting a few other perspectives as well, but they're on your side. So as leaders, I can't stress enough the fact that we need to be out there with support. Otherwise we burn out. So just want to share that little nugget. So I'm going to move on quickly and evaluate, because I talked about the importance of evaluation, and ENCorps has a written evaluation which we'd really like you to fill out. And I also like to, as a group, because we've shared this together, to just do a quick evaluation as a group. So I'd like to know briefly what went well tonight? What changes would have made it even better? And what are you leaving with for questions or things that you want to know more about? So feel free to jump in. Let me know anything on here that you'd like to speak about. So in other words, you don't have to just start here. You can start wherever you want to.
Yeah.
Jump in, Phyllis.
Yeah, I wish we had more time.
So that would have made it better as more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, along with that, we could have gone to all 4 or 5 stations.
Yes, yes, yes.
But you only got to 2.
Yep. Was it 2 or was it 3? I thought it was 3.
We get to 3.
We went down. Yeah. That's okay, but I agree. It wasn't 5.
No.
Yep. Yep. Jump in, Stephanie.
Opportunity to meet people.
So that went well? Okay.
Networking.
Network, okay.
I think the whole thing went really well.
Uh-huh.
Even though it would have been nice to have more time, but I think the whole thing was really good.
The food was great.
Yeah.
That's got to count because the food is so
I
good.
agree.
It doesn't encourage people to come back.
I totally agree. You need food for thought.
Moving around is very helpful.
Okay.
It's on the back.
Oh, it's on the back.
Yeah.
Okay, this one was.
You know what was good about that too, Deb, is that, lots of times you have these things and you have something you get them to do that's fun and it doesn't have a thing to do with what you're going to talk about, but you get people interacting, well, you had it all in one place. All in one. In other words, it's part of what we were doing. We had to
So
get
it's
something
tied together.
Tied together, that's good,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Well done.
Okay. Anything else? Anything
You
else
did a
about?
very good job of validating.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Great.
trying to say she's a good teacher.
I liked how you encourage us to reflect.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Okay.
I enjoyed hearing from everybody. Everybody had an opportunity to speak.
Okay.
Better weather.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but the next few months, you're not gonna have much choice in that one.
I was
Anything on
disappointed
here?
to hear we're not going to the Caribbean.
Bill, did I say that? I mean,
No.
It's a vision thing.
I put the kibosh
Gotta
on
dream
it.
big, right?
Anything else you want to say about up here? Anything else that your notions that you want to think more about? Questions you have?
Yeah, the thing that just, the major conflict in my life is sort of like, your volunteer work and your personal life is sort of
Yep.
like finding that balance between those.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yep.
a workshop right there, Patty.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's when you're a professional volunteer like some of us are, every place you volunteer for just assumes that they can suck every ounce of or get the rid out of you.
Right.
And then you have your family and your grandchildren or your
Right.
children, and it's like
Yeah. Or the 19 organizations that you're a part of. Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you.
And your work. You
Yeah.
have a profession.
Right.
Yes.
So I want to make sure that you have time to fill out the written one. So I just want to say thank you. Great comments. What makes this type of workshop is really that you're willing to jump in, and you all were. And so I just really appreciate your thoughts, sharing your thoughts with each other, and being willing to do, this, who is that person who's asking us to move around and to do all these different things? And you were all very willing to jump in. So I just want to say that it's this type of taking time out of our sort of busyness and the doing of leadership to just reflect on it that I think really gives us something that, and actually can help rejuvenate us. And because we get to sort of focus our efforts a little differently and say, maybe I want to put less emphasis here and shift that a little over here. So thank you. And I just wanted to, are they already, nope, they're right here. Here are the written evaluations. You did. Thank you. I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad.
She's a good
We
class
really appreciate your feedback on this.
Well, would you all please join me in thanking Deb?
Thanks, Patty.
Great job.
Thank you.
I hope you all find it very useful. And I put some of these ambassador cards on the table. This is something pretty new. We are finding that the best way for us to get new members is if you all bring a friend or invite your friends to join. And I was thinking about my vision and my goals, and what I would really hope is that all of us, volunteers over 50, just have the opportunity to come to these workshops and networking events to get refueled and get new ideas. So you can help me with that by spreading the news that this is a really good organization to join. So if you could just grab a couple of these ambassador cards and hand them out to your friends. And if they would like to join us for a training, bring them and they can come for free. So I encourage you to do that. Thank you all for coming. Drive safely, and we'll be in touch for the next upcoming events. And thank you, Deb.
You're welcome, my delight.